Evio. Welcome back to the Devil's Ledger. Hope you've all had a great week. Let's get right into it. We've got a lot to go over, plus a big announcement. So we start, as we always do, with the creepiest thing I heard this week. Some stories don't announce themselves. They slip in quietly, usually through someone who tells it like it's nothing, like it's just a thing that you should already know. That's how I heard about the Miniwashitu. So I was talking to someone who grew up near a town in North Dakota. In North Dakota, near a specific place. Wide open land, long winters, the kind of place where the silence feels heavy. We were talking about how brutal those winters can be, how they seem to stretch on forever. And then he said something strange. But you know what brings spring, right? I assumed he meant the weather, the thaw, the usual. But he didn't. He said, the Miniwashitu. Now, depending who you ask, the Miniwashitu isn't one thing. It's more like a presence, I guess, a shape that changes, a creature tied to much older traditions, often associated with the Lakota Native American tribe. Though, like a lot of these stories, it's been bent and blurred over time. But the version I heard, that one stuck. It comes at the end of winter, not during, not when the storms are at their worst. It waits. It's patient. And then, right when the snow begins to soften, when the ice starts to crack and the ground gives just a little, that's when it moves. People say you don't see it clearly. Not really. It's too big for that. What you notice first is the change in the air. The silence somehow gets sharper. The wind dies off in a way that feels unnatural, like something is holding it back. And then you hear it. Not a roar, not anything that obvious. More like something moving where nothing should be moving. Through frozen ground, through brush that hasn't thawed yet. A slow, dragging presence that doesn't care if you hear it, because by the time you do, it's already close. He said livestock go missing sometimes. Tracks appear where there shouldn't be tracks. Deep impressions in half-frozen earth, too large to make sense. And then, just as suddenly as it arrives, it's gone. And spring follows. Always. And that's the part that got to me the most, because the way he told it, the Miniwashitu isn't just something that shows up with the thaw. It's something that causes the thaw. Like the land itself reacts to its movement. Like winter ends because something ancient decided that it was time. I asked him if he actually believed in it. And he shrugged. He said, I don't know. But every year right before it gets warm, things get quiet. A different kind of quiet. And that was it. No big finish, no warning. Just that. Maybe it's folklore. A way to explain the shift between seasons in a place where the shift feels almost supernatural. Or maybe, out there in the flat, endless dark of a North Dakota winter, something moves beneath the surface. And when it wakes up, winter's over. This week on The Devil Within, we're heading deep into the Louisiana swamps to investigate one of the most persistent and strangely credible cryptid legends in the American South, the Honey Island swamp monster. This isn't just campfire folklore. We're talking about decades of reported sightings, plaster casts of massive footprints, photographs, and even 8mm film footage that some claim show the creature moving through the brush. A towering humanoid beast lurking in one of the most inaccessible stretches of wilderness in the country. It's a 2-part series, and I'm genuinely curious where you all land on this one. Myth, misidentification, or maybe something we haven't fully explained yet. On the Ides of April this week, we conclude our deep dive into the assassination of Olof Palme. The case is officially closed, and still, officially, unresolved. This final episode breaks down the leading theories: lone gunman, international conspiracy, intelligence involvement, internal factions. Every path has motive, every path has gaps. And decades later, the question remains exactly where it started. Who killed Olof Palme? On Criminal Mischief, Carolyn Osorio continues her series on Hollywood, the Seattle-based bank robber who somehow became a local folk hero, which says more about us than about him. Funny how that works. The stories we choose to believe and the people we decide to root for. On Finding Me with Josh Wolf, Josh is evolving the show now. He's adding some more structure, more focused segments, and an even deeper commitment to actually becoming the best version of himself. Still messy, still honest, just a little bit more intentional. Join him for the journey. And finally, big news across the network. We've got a brand new show. It's called The Slippery. If you heard the announcement already, you know that this one's coming in hot. From the creators of the hit series Scamanda, The Slippery dives into some of the biggest scams and swindles ever pulled, one case at a time. This week, hosts Nancy and Scott break down the Malibu doctor swindle, a grifting couple who insert themselves into the life of a wealthy ophthalmologist and slowly take everything. It's sharp, it's wild, and it's exactly the kind of story that makes you question how easily people can be manipulated. So don't get fooled. Follow The Slippery wherever you get your podcasts, and if you like it, share it with your friends and leave a review. That's it for this week. Until next time, stay curious, and we'll see you across the Evio universe. The Devil's Ledger is an Evio production recorded live at Bel Air Studios in Los Angeles, California. For The Devil's Ledger, I'm your writer and host, Brandon Morgan.